जम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्रीमद श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कौस्ते कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। मथुरा द्वारिका धाम की जय। श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। पिताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासां ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमो नलिननेत्राय वेणुवाद्य विनोदिने राधा अधर सुधापान शालिने वनमालिने महाभाव स्वरूपास्त्वं कृष्णप्रिय वरीयसे प्रेम भक्ति प्रदे देवी श्री राधिका त्वं नमोस्तुते। Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, The Lord in the Heart, Text 4. Satyam Shito Kim Kashipoho Prayasaihi Baho Swasiddhe Yupapaharnaihi Kim Satyanjalo Kim Purudhannapatrya Dik Valkalado Sati Kim Dukulaihi Satyam Shito Kim Kashipo Prayase Baho Swasiddhe Yupapaharnai Kim Satyanjalo Kim Purdhanapatrya Tikval Kalado Sati Kim Dukulaihi Satyam Kshito Kim Kashipo Prayase Baho Swasiddhe Yupapaharnai Kim Satyanjalo Kim Purdhanapatrya Tikval Kalaudadu Satim Kitukale Satyam Kshito Kim Kashipo Prayase Baho Swasiddhe Yupapaharnai Kim Satyanjalo Kim Purushatnapatrya Tikval Kalado Sati Kim Dukulaihi
Satyanjalo Kim Purdhannapatrya Tikbal Kalado Sati Kim Dukulaihi Chito Kim Kashipo Prayase Baho Swasiddhe Yupapaharnai Satyanjalo Kim Purdhannapatrya Tikbal Kalado Sati Kim Dukulaihi Chito Kim Kashipo Prayase Baho Swasiddhe Yupapaharnai Satyanjalo Kim Purdhannapatrya
Satya, being in possession. Kshito, earthly flax. Kim, where is the necessity? Kashipo, of beds and coats. Prayasaihi, endeavoring for. Baho, the arms. Swasiddhe, being self-sufficient. He, certainly. Upabharani, he, bed and bed-sitter. Kim, what is the use? Sati, being present. Anjalo, the palms of the hands. Kim, what is the use? Purudha, varieties of. Anna, eatables. Patrya, by the utensils. Thick, open space. Valkala adav, skins of trees. Sati, being existent. Kim, what is the use of? Dukulaihi, clothes. Translation and purport by His Loving Divine Grace, Abhay Charananda Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. When there are ample earthly flats to lie on, what is the necessity of coats and beds? When one can use his own arms, what is the necessity of pillow? When one can use the palms of his hands, what is the necessity of varieties of utensils? When there is an ample covering or the skins of trees, what is the necessity of clothing? Purport. The necessities of a life for the protection and comfort of the body must not be unnecessarily increased. Human energy is spoiled in a vain search after such an illusory happiness. If one is able to lie down on the floor, then why should one endeavor to get a good bed seated or soft cushion to lie on? If one can rest without any pillow and make use of the soft arms endowed by nature, there is no necessity of searching after a pillow. If we make a study of the general life of the animals, we can see that they have no intelligence for building big houses, furniture, and other household paraphernalia. And yet, they maintain a healthy life by lying down on the open land. They do not know how to cook or prepare foodstuff, yet they still live healthy lives more easily than the human being. This does not mean that human civilization should revert to the animal life or that the human being should be naked in the jungles without any culture, education, and sense of morality. An intelligent human cannot live the life of an animal. Rather, man should try to utilize his intelligence in arts and science, poetry and philosophy. In such a way, he can further the progressive march of human civilization. But here the idea given by Srila Shukadeva Goswami is that the reverse energy of human life, which is far superior to that of animals, should simply be utilized for self-realization. Advancement of human civilization must be toward the goal of establishing our lost relationship with the God, which is not possible in any form of a life other than the human. One must realize the nullity of the material phenomena, considering it a passing pantagorism, and must endeavor to make a solution to the miseries of life. Self-compliance with a polished type of animal civilization geared to sense gratification is delusion. And such a civilization is not worthy of the name. In pursuit of such a false activities, a human being in the clutches of Maya or illusion. Great sages and saints in the day of yore were not living in palatial buildings furnished with a good furniture and so-called amenities of life. They used to live in huts and groves and sit on the flat ground, and yet they have left immense treasure of high knowledge with all perfection. Srila Rupa Goswami and Sri Sanatan Goswami were high-ranking ministers of state, but they were able to leave behind them immense writings on transcendental knowledge, while residing only for one night underneath one tree. They did not live even 2 nights under the same tree, and what to speak of well-furnished rooms with the modern amenities. And still they were able to give a most important literatures of self-realization. So-called comforts of life are not actually helpful for progressive civilization. Rather, they are detrimental to such a progressive life. In the system of Sanatan Dharma, of 4 divisions of social life and 4 orders of progressive civilization, progressive realization, there are ample opportunities and sufficient directions for a happy termination of the progressive life. And the sincere followers are advised herein to accept a voluntary life of renunciation in order to achieve the desired goal of life. If one is not accustomed to abiding by the life of renunciation and self-abnegation from the beginning, one should try to get into the habit at a later stage of the life, as recommended by Srila Shukadeva Goswami, and that will help one to achieve the desired success. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manoshtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yudhapadakamalam Shri Guruna Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Nathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sayyidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Para Gana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Yudinam Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Yevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagaspate Gopesha Gopika Kantaradha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Satyam Kshutau Kim Kashipo Prayaser Bhavo Swasiddhe Yupabharani Kim Satyanjalo Kim Burudhana Patrya Dik Valkaladau Sati Kim Dupulai. When there are ample earthy flats to lie on, what is the necessity of cots and beds? When one can use his own arms, what is the necessity of a pillow? When one can use the palms of his hands, what is the necessity of varieties of utensils? When there is an ample covering or the skins of trees, what is the necessity of clothing? So here Shukdev Goswami is explaining to Parikshit Maharaj regarding naturally things are available which are essential for our existence. And then there is no need of doing extra endeavor for that. As in the previous word, he was explaining about that one should not endeavor for unwanted things. Because whatever needed for our existence is already provided by Him. Like, for whole day, if you render service or any materialistic person does his sense gratification, he gets tired and his body needs to get rest. And here said, because taking rest is also essential for our existence. Because idam shariram khalu dharma sadhana. This body is the real instrument for our sadhana, for our progress in spiritual life. So in that regard, one should take care of a body. So when body gets tired, it needs rest. And to rest, you need a place to lie down. So here Shukdev Goswami says, there are ample earthly flats to lie on. If you really want to sleep and you are really tired, really exhausted, then wherever you just fell down, you fall asleep. That's normal. Then you won't need a cushion, you won't need a proper bed, nothing is needed. If you are really tired, you just lie down anywhere, you fall asleep. So if it is there, then why you have to extra endeavor for getting a nice bed, which may cost some 20,000-25,000 rupees, currency, Indian currency.
$68.
So whatever it may be. But either you lie down on the cushion, or may any dog, cat, hog lie down on the earth. The satisfaction of getting sleep or relaxing your senses, it's same. And for that, as Prabhupada explaining in his purport, that animals, they does not perform any extra endeavor for this. Prabhupada says they don't build a house, but still they live healthy. They don't cook themselves, but still whatever is available for them, which is meant for them by the nature, that is available, they eat and they live peacefully. But being a human being and having an advanced intelligence than the animals, we try to enjoy a lot. Generally, they tell a nice story about this. How a human being lives a life of different animals. Once, monkey, donkey, dog, and human being. These four species of life, they went to meet their Lordship in Vaikuntha. So Lord saw them. He was very happy with them. He said, "Oh, donkey, you are so faithful to your owner or your master. Whatever he gives, you take that and you render ample of service for him. So I think I wanted to give you 40 years of life." He said, "What? 40 years? Oh my Lord, I don't want. Just give me 50% discount in that. Let me have 20 years of life. I'm happy with that. And then donkey left from that. Then came dog. Just looking at dog, the Lordship said, you are so honest and you are so protective to your master that your life is really worth. So I think I should give you the life of 30 years. You live for 30 years. And that dog said, oh my Lord, I know what the hellish life I'm living. I'm not getting a single moment to sleep. I have to remain alert every time. If something happens, I have to wake up. So I'm not getting a proper sleep also. I forget about the eating. Whatever they throw, I have to take that and just lie down. So I don't want that much time. Please give me also 50% discount. So he got a 15 years of life. Then he moved. Then there was a monkey. By seeing monkey, Lord thought, oh, I have created you and you have such a wonderful activities that you don't have your own house and you are happy to live on the trees and eat just fruits, leaves, and you are the healthiest animal amongst the all animals. So I think I should give you a life of 20 years. He said, oh my Lord, no, I don't want that 20 years. Just give me only 10 years. That is sufficient for me. And then lastly, Lord looked at the human being. Just he told him, oh, I have made you in my image. And this form of a life is meant for self-realization. So I think you should have only 20 years of lifespan. When that human being heard that, he said, my Lord, you are doing injustice to me. You are giving such a long lifespan for them. You are offering them. They are not ready to take. But here I am, which is more advanced than animals. I have more intelligence. I have more strong senses through which I can perceive and I can enjoy nice things. And you are giving me such a short span of a life. Please, do justice to me. I said, Lord, okay, what do you want? Then he said, whatever discount you have given them to all these animals, please, you add that years in my life. So, human being, how long they are living?
80, 90, 100. And is about 70.
65, 70 maximum. If does not have a cholesterol or no sugar, then he can live peacefully for 70 years, not more than that, at least in today's condition.
अभी के 50-40 साल में शुगर होता है, क्या होता है?
So, human beings, he lives his 20 years of a life when he studies. And that life, as a human being, he wastes into gathering all this unnecessary knowledge. People in general, they think all these ISKCON preachers, when they come and they preach, they always say that whatever degrees and whatever education that we get, that is useless. And everyone should have that realization. Like we have spent our 25 years to complete our graduation and post-graduation in engineering. But in actual reality, how much that helps us for our day-to-day life? Does it help? Not at all. You are having more degrees, more PhD.
Double grade.
Huh? Double PhD you are having.
People,
You were a teacher for so many years, so you should know. You must be knowing that really it works. Whatever lifespan we spend, was that really needed for the whole lifetime?
It doesn't really give you more intelligence.
Yeah. So, being a human being, he lives for 20 years. And after that, After 20 years, what he does? He start living the life of donkeys for next 20 years. He works hard like a donkey. For what? To gather money from here, there. And what happens then? Then he grows 40s. When he comes to his 40s, what he thinks about? Whatever money he has gathered, he wants to invest that and protect that. Like a dog. Dog sits at the door and woof, woof. He tries to stop others to come and grab his seat or to enter his premises. So like that, next 15 years, he wastes in what? No, human being. After the years, what he has lived for the 20 years of donkeys, he lives 15 years of dogs. He tries to protect his money, invest somewhere, then give it something to his children, and try to manage that. Like a dog, he manages your premises, considering it's mine. Then what happened? Then when his son, daughters, they get married, then some new people comes in home. And if people comes, then what happens? Old people, they have to leave. By force or by nature. You have to vacate the place so that you can accommodate the new people. And then he starts living his monkey life for next 10 years. Staying 2 days or 2 months or 3 months with his elder son. The next 3 months with middle son, if he has. Otherwise, go to old age house and stay there. So he lives the life of a monkey. He is not stable at one place. So being a human being in the human form of a life, we are living this 3 animals' life. Why? Is it necessary? No. But we have greed. Lord has provided enough for our need. But it's very difficult for him to provide for your greed. And that's what he's telling here. That if you really want to progress in your spiritual life, then get content. Whatever you have, manage with that and put your reserve energy for spiritual enlightenment. Dedicate that time for your spiritual practices. As yesterday we have discussed that 5 things are fixed once you have taken birth in this material world. Once you enter in mother's womb, 5 things are fixed. They are not going to change by anyone's endeavor. In which family you are going to take birth, how long lifespan you are having, what sort of education you are getting, and how much money you are going to get in your whole life, and when you are going to die. These things are fixed. Nobody is going to change it. But still, because of ignorance and greed, what we do? We endeavor extra. As in the last verse it is said, that parishramam, hard labor we do. For what? Just to satisfy our greed. And that greed itself kills us, kills our consciousness, kills our progress in spiritual life. And before starting to give the real essence of human form of a life, Shukdev Maharaj is explaining here, Shukdev Goswami, that how one should be serious and sincere to receive this. Otherwise, if you give some very, what you can say, very costly diamond in monkey's hand, what will happen? What he will do with that? And he will throw it away somewhere because he does not know the value of that diamond. Like that, the human being who is having the tendency like a monkey They should understand that this knowledge is meant for whom. And to becoming the receiver or recipient of this knowledge, what quality one should have? What should he possess? Without that, nothing comes. Marga, one should get detached from the material life, then one can get attached to the Supreme Personality of God. In the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, maybe first or fourth verse, in the first line of a part, what Prabhupada says, the spark of self-realization and sense gratification goes ill together. 180-degree opposite. They never go parallel. They go totally different. Like a south pole and north pole. One is heading towards south, one is heading towards north. So one has to understand that unless and until you get freed from these unnecessary things, it will be very difficult to progress in spiritual life. As we have discussed yesterday, that there is a HMV and there is a LMV. Heavy motor vehicle which carries unnecessary load. And there is a light motor vehicle. It also carries a small load. Heavy motor vehicle has a tremendous capacity. It can run, but it can't run because it is loaded. So the human form of a life, if you gets it loaded with the animalistic desires and propensities, then it's very difficult for you to make progress in spiritual life. And that's why he's making aware to Parikshit Maharaj. Actually, not needed for him, because he was already liberated and he was a person on that Nivritti mark, because in his mother's womb itself he had a darshan of their Lordship. He has seen their Lordship. But Lord made him as our representative, and through him he is teaching us that what should be our consciousness. We should not, and being a devotee, if you really want to progress in your spiritual life, then you should not endeavor more for the facility. Just have a bare minimum to keep your body and soul together, and rest of the thing will be taken care by the Lord. And invest your time more into spiritual practices rather than wasting your time in sense gratification. So, in nutshell, the whole thing is meant for, the whole purpose of our human existence is meant for making us in spiritual life. And Rupa Goswami says that ena kena prakarena mana Krishna nivesha. Somehow or other, by any ways or means, you should engage your senses, especially the king of senses, mind, in Krishna's service. And there are further instructions are given by Shukadeva Goswami, which are really essential to fertile our heart, so that this Bhakti Lata beach can grow. And he is tilling the heart of Parikshit Maharaj by giving this instruction, so that unnecessary, unwanted things should go out, and then proper seeds can be sown. So let's try to follow this instruction in our life, which can help us to progress in our Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
This one not following. Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki.